How much blame does Joel Embiid really deserve for the Wizards' loss and, well, the playoff disappointments that we had in the past? Let's break that down. What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the Sixers Break Room. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, what is you doing? Go ahead and hit that sub button right now. Don't forget to like this video, and of course, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sixers Break Room. Let's talk about Joel Embiid and the blame he does or does not deserve. After the loss to the Wizards the other night, coming down the stretch, Joel Embiid had a monster game, but coming down the stretch, he had a few turnovers, and there were some people on Twitter blaming Joel Embiid, and I saw some people in agreement that Joel Embiid was to blame. I also saw a lot of people come to the defense of Joel Embiid and say, how can you blame a guy that got 48 and 10 for a loss? And I kind of want to talk about that both in the small picture, if you will, of that game and big picture of the success or lack thereof that this team has had in recent memory. Joel Embiid had a monster night. Joel Embiid had 48 points. I mean, come on, what more do you really want him to do offensively is what I hear a lot of people saying. But the fact of the matter is you can both have a tremendous game and come up small down the stretch. I feel like we as fans need to stop viewing blame as binary. I feel like fans, we often say if it's his fault, that means it's not this person's fault. Or if this is the reason why we lost, then this is not the reason why we lost. And it doesn't work that way. Blame is not black and white. There is some gray area. Yes, Joel Embiid had a monster game. Joel Embiid had 48 points and 10 rebounds. But yes, he also turned the ball over down the stretch trying to find a foul instead of just trying to go get a bucket. I firmly believe that on both of those drives that Joel Embiid turned the ball over, if he just decided I'm going to go get a bucket instead of I'm going to go look for contact, he would have got a layup. And he probably would have ended up getting the foul because he was actually aggressively attacking the basket to score and not just flopping all over the place. So it's not Joel Embiid's fault when you look at it from a lens of he had 48 points, what more do you want him to do? But it is Joel Embiid's fault that he's falling all over the ground and turning the ball over down the stretch instead of just attacking the basket to go get a layup, right? I also want to point out the fact that Joel Embiid, yes, he finished with 10 rebounds, but there was a period in that game very late in the fourth quarter where he only had like 6 or 7 rebounds. And I'm sorry, I need my 7-foot, 260-pound center, maybe even heavier than that. I don't even know what he might weigh 280. I need my 7-foot all-world center to be getting more than 6 or 7 rebounds heading into the fourth quarter. I need my 7-foot all-world center to have more than 10 rebounds to end a game that is very gettable that you did not play well throughout, right? Not him, but I'm saying the team did not play well throughout that game. We did not shoot the ball well. I think we were like 6 for 31 from 3. But again, like when you're all world, when you're a back-to-back MVP runner-up, and it's very well documented how much you wanted to win the MVP in those years. When you're the guy who talks the way that Joel Embiid talks, you do have to come through down the stretch. Now, when I say it's Joel Embiid's fault, like the big picture, it doesn't really matter too much they lost this game. They won 8 games in a row. Listen, I'm sorry, Sixers Nation, I'm sorry to break it to you. We weren't going to win every single game the rest of the year the way maybe some of us believe we would based off of the tweets that I was seeing, right? But we just won 8 in a row. We were bound to lose a game. Sometimes you lose to a team that you're better than when you have an 82-game season. It happens. It's not the end of the world. I even tweeted out like, yes, we lost. Yes, it's a game we could have won, but it's not the end of the world. However, like I said, Joel Embiid does have to shoulder some of the responsibility, some of the blame, even when he plays incredible, if for no other reason than the fact that you're the guy. You're the best player on this team, and there comes a responsibility with that. Now, when it comes to how much blame Joel Embiid should have, whether or not this team wins a championship, because I feel like that's starting to become a little bit of the conversation too. I dropped a video, my last video, where I talked about James Harden possibly leaving, and somebody was in the comments of that video saying that that Joel Embiid is partly to blame for their early exits in the playoffs. And you know what? He's right. He's right. When you're the best player on the team and you're a back-to-back MVP runner-up and you're all-world the way that Joel Embiid is all-world, one of the all-time greatest big men of all time, you do have to take some of that blame, whether it's fair or unfair. That's the nature of the beast. That's what this thing is, man. That's the NBA. In the NBA, where superstars win and superstars are able to carry their teams to another level, you have to deal with the flip side of that. When we win, Joel Embiid gets all the credit in the world. So when we lose, he's got to shoulder that blame. For whatever reason, what we like to do as a fan base is when we win, we praise Joel Embiid, and when we lose, we kill Doc Rivers. And it doesn't work that way. Like, it really doesn't. You got to be consistent. I'm not somebody that gives Joel Embiid all the credit when we win, so I'm not going to give him all the blame when we lose. Just like I don't give Doc Rivers all the credit when we win, so I'm not going to give him all the blame when we lose. It's not binary. It's not this guy or this guy's fault. It's a combination of many different things. Yes, Joel Embiid had an incredible game, but yes, he also had those turnovers down the stretch. Yes, he finished with 10 rebounds and had a 48-point double-double, but yes, he should have had more than 10 rebounds in that game. Yes, we shot the ball poorly, and yes, we were still in a position to win despite shooting poorly. Like, there's so many different factors and combination of things that go into these wins and losses. So please, man, as a fan base, let's stop thinking that if it's this person's fault, that means it's not someone else's. Or if this is this is why we lost, that means it can't be anything else. Blame's not binary, y'all. Joel Embiid has to take some of the responsibility for last night's loss, or I'm sorry, Monday night's loss, Tuesday night's loss. Damn, my days are all mixed up. Just like he has to take some of the responsibility for the second round exits, but that doesn't mean it's all his fault. That's how I feel about Tuesday's night's game, and that's how I feel about Joel Embiid's responsibility on this team. What do you guys think, man? Sound off in the comment section below. If you liked the video, don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel. It's free love, man. Let's get back on the map. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Both are at Sixers Breakroom. I'm always tweeting on that thing, so make sure y'all hit me up over there, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.